Okay, so it is 12, so we will kick it off. Hi, Daphne. Thank you for coming. My name is Jessie Easton. For those of you who haven't joined me before, this is Write the Hard Thing, and this is just our weekly invitation to pause and to ground together and to write from a place of safety. So I will offer a prompt and you are free to use it or ignore it. It's totally your call. You can use this time to follow your own thread if that feels good. Otherwise, the prompt is like a gentle entry point into maybe a part of your story that you haven't thought of before, and just allowing that prompt to kind of take you into the subconscious to just see what's there. I also think prompts can be really helpful when we are writing our hard stories and kind of getting into this kind of work because instead of coming to the blank page or coming to something that feels really heavy, the prompt is like, oh, here's this little entry point. Like just look in this single thing and you're just kind of focusing on that and it's not as overwhelming. So the flow goes, I will offer the prompt and then I will take you through a short grounding that will kind of take you into your body, but also through the prompt itself. And then we will write for 10 minutes and then we'll come back together. We'll title our pieces. I think titling is really important, even in this work, that we're only writing for 10 minutes because it's showing us that these stories matter. This time, this practice, it all matters and it's worthy of a title. And after the titling, I love it. You guys will drop it in the chat, no pressure, but I just love to see what comes up for you. It's a really kind of gentle way to show like, hey, here's what came up without actually sharing the story itself. Um, and then we will close with the grounding that just brings us back to our day and settles us into like our bodies in like a nice way. So, so yeah, that's pretty much the flow. And the 10 minutes, I think it goes by really quickly for those of you who haven't done this with me before. I always find it goes by quickly. And it's kind of the point that it goes by so quickly because the constraint is really meant to get us into the center, right? To drop us right into that emotional sensory thread. That whatever that charged memory that comes up in the prompt and in the grounding, that's where you want to go straight to the center. So we're not having the time to over explain and get into our analytical mind, which then often will give us like the safe version or like the summary version of the memory. What we really want is that emotional heat and that can charged memory. So that is, I think that's the challenge, but also the gift of the constraint. So our prompt today is write about a room you once lived in. So, what did it know about you that no one else did? So, as you're writing, try not to, like I said, overthink it and come up into your analytical mind. Just allow the breath in the body to make space to allow that memory to come through. So, we're going to move through the grounding. So, just let's begin by finding some stillness, just arriving here, just as we are. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And just take a slow breath in. Feel the weight of your body on the chair, your feet on the ground, and exhale, releasing the breath out through your mouth. One more inhale, filling the belly, and exhale, release. Now call to mind a room you once lived in. Maybe it was a childhood bedroom or a dorm room or a place you rented after a heartbreak. Just any place that still holds meaning. Don't force it. Just notice what room arrives first. Trust that one. Trust your body, trust the story. Bring your awareness to the senses and stay with the breath. What did it smell like? What did the light look like in the morning? What sounds came through the window? How did it feel to close the door behind you? Take a deep breath in, letting your body remember, and exhale, allowing whatever emotion lives there to open. Take one last deep breath in and exhale. Release. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so we're going to move into the writing. Again, the prompt is write about a room you once lived in. What did it know about you that no one else did? And I'm going to turn my screen around so you can see the prompt, you can see the timer, and then I will pop back on when you have that 1 minute left. Okay, you have about 1 minute left. Okay. Ah, see? Told you it goes by so fast. That was actually one of the longer ones for me. Um, which always feels nice when the time feels like it expands a little bit. Um, so I will take us through a minute, but I just wanted to give us a moment to title our piece if that is something you feel called to do. Um, and I would love to see you drop it in the chat if that also feels good. My title ended up, I think it's going to be The Answer Lies in the Dark. Um, and it kind of like wove back and forth through memory of myself as a child and the rooms then and what that room held versus the room that I used to hold my son in when he was a baby and kind of the differences in what those two rooms would say. So there was a lot that came through there. It's always so interesting. Um, and I really feel like this work is so important because when we get these stories that live in our bodies and we get them out onto the page, we can kind of shift the way that we hold them. And that can bring like a sort of reclamation, right, to our past and to our stories and to how we carry our hard stories and just all the things. So if no one's going to drop the titles in the chat, no worries. I will just move into the grounding. Sometimes this work can bring up like heavy emotions, and we can leave feeling a little flooded or raw or tender. So the grounding is really meant to just settle and just bring some breath and some space back in. So let's just take a moment and close our eyes if that feels good. And just return to the body and take a long, slow breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Just let that breath move like water, washing through the spaces that open. Notice the ground beneath you, how it holds you without asking for anything in return. And if it feels good, roll your shoulders back and unclench your jaw. Let your hands open and rest softly in your lap. You don't have to do or fix anything right now. Just breathe, just be, and take one last deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine placing your story down beside you, safe on the page, safe outside your body for a little while. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and just come back to this moment. Okay, welcome back. Thank you so much for showing up today, for your story, for yourselves, for your body, and just trying to reconnect with yourself. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for tuning in. Um, We will be here again next week with the same rhythm. So we will ground and we will write and we ground. And the whole thing takes about 20 minutes, but I feel like a lot gets done in that work. And the more that we show up for this practice, the more safety that we build. We're building like a new kind of framework and history for our body and our stories to go off of. And instead of when we try to access that hard story, maybe our body's flooding or we're bracing or we're kind of hiding from it and shrinking from it, there'll be an opening and the story will start to want to come through. So I really appreciate you taking this time out of your day to do this work. And I hope you have a lovely week. See you soon.